Cristiano Ronaldo has set the internet on fire after claiming that the Saudi Pro League is better than MLS. Of course, that happens whenever Ronaldo says something that could be seen as a hidden criticism. But after Messi confirmed his move to the MLS this summer and Ronaldo made the switch to the Saudi Pro League, the debate between which one is superior became more intense. Trust me, that question would have been a no-brainer 1 year ago. But now, it's a discussion worth having. For more than a decade, high-profile stars have been moving to the United States in pursuit of fresh challenges as they near the end of their careers. However, Ronaldo was the first superstar to make his way to Saudi Arabia. The Middle Eastern nation's involvement in football has grown significantly over the past year, from the contentious takeover of Premier League club Newcastle United to a shocking victory over eventual World Cup champions Argentina. But you see, none of this would have been an argument if Ronaldo didn't stir up some controversy. When he was asked about a move to MLS, he responded, "USA move? No. The Saudi League is way better than MLS." The guy was probably just speaking his mind without intending to spite his rival, Lionel Messi, as some have claimed. Ronaldo also said he opened the way to the Saudi League, as more and more players are heading there. The Gulf country has swooped up many notable European stars, and not just elder statesmen looking for one last payday. Players like Sergej Milinkovic-Savic and Ruben Neves, who could arguably be part of the squad, if not the starting lineup of most elite European sides, have instead chosen to journey to Saudi Arabia. But let's compare both teams based on a couple of factors, and we'll give our verdicts after that. In terms of the quality players, the gap between the two leagues has been closed to a huge extent. The MLS used to be known for attracting marketable stars in the latter stages of their career, hoping that they would kick on the interest in the league. To a large extent, I think they did. For instance, Beckham's arrival at LA Galaxy back in 2007 was a landmark moment for the MLS. The English superstar became a global icon for his success at United and Real Madrid, as well as his involvement in modelling and fashion. His coming to Los Angeles showed that the MLS could be a destination for the top guns, even if they were no longer in their primes. Even though the England international was the first big name and international star the league was able to attract, he certainly wasn't the last. This began a trend, with many superstars from the last decade spending the final few years of their careers at MLS clubs, typically, though not always, in major markets. LA Galaxy, for example, signed players like Steven Gerrard and Zlatan Ibrahimovic. The legendary Frank Lampard, Andrea Pirlo, and David Villa joined New York City FC. Former Chelsea talisman Didier Drogba found his way to Montreal Impact, Kaká to Orlando City, Wayne Rooney to DC United, Higuain to Inter Miami, just to name a few. However, Saudi Arabia's strategy has been on a totally different level. They're simply offering players a pretty blank check to lure them to the Saudi Pro League. And how has this fared so far? Well, they've got the reigning Ballon d'Or winner, so you tell me. Expect the Saudi Pro League to attract even more superstars from Europe. Verdict: Saudi Pro League takes the day. Grassroots Development. Chinese Super League might have offered extravagant wages to players, but they could never sustain the success that the MLS enjoys today. Just in case you didn't follow, 4 years ago, the league was the world's top spender among domestic tournaments, splashing even more cash than the EPL. During the winter transfer window of the 2016-17 season, Chinese clubs shelled out £331 million compared to the Premier League's £250 million on stars like Oscar and Carlos Tevez. The rise of this new financial power in football was met with mixed reactions in Europe. When Oscar left Stamford Bridge for a £60 million move to Shanghai Port, Chelsea coach Antonio Conte issued a serious warning. The Chinese market is a threat for everyone, cautioned the Italian, not just Chelsea, but all teams around the world. But while coaches saw China as a potential threat, European executives saw it as a favourable opportunity for the big teams to dispose of their ageing talents. It could serve as a useful market if we intend to sell any players, said Manchester United CEO Ed Woodward. However, the reality remained that no matter how much the Chinese Super League spent to snatch, or do I say attract, foreign talents, they just couldn't take off as the MLS did. The main reason is that the MLS has been investing in their young talents through grassroots programs. This has led to the US national team becoming a genuine threat in international tournaments, and players like Giovanni Reyna, Christian Pulisic, and Weston McKennie, among others, have established themselves in European football. Bringing in top-tier players from outside can make the league more exciting, but its lasting success comes from making substantial investments in grassroots development. Saudi Arabia might actually be hoping that more and more people tune into football if they lure more superstars and improve the overall quality of the players in the league. But there's more to it. The Saudis need to understand that the league can only become more successful when more people take up football as a career due to strong foundational facilities. If not, they'll likely become the flashy kid on the block. Verdict: I bet the MLS is miles ahead. Viewership and global attention. Even if the Saudi Pro League has had a head start of 14 years over the MLS, starting in 1979 compared to 1993, this is still an unfair fight. I mean, the upcoming season will be the first time the Saudi Pro League gains global recognition. Of course, MLS doesn't have huge viewership either. The average number of viewers for MLS in 2022 was 343,000, and this number keeps climbing. Moreover, the United States is currently in a football golden era. Lots of MLS fans are young, and football is seen as a viable career option. While consistent efforts and effective marketing might eventually bring the Saudi Pro League, which is still taking baby steps towards global relevance, closer to the MLS's level, it's important to acknowledge that it's not even close yet. Verdict? Again, the MLS is miles ahead. Match-going fans and attendance figures. To get more people watching globally and putting out a better quality product on TV, all you need to do is to get the top guns. But if you really want to see how much the country enjoys the game, simply go to stadiums. This tells you just how popular the league is. It's a great experience when the stadium is packed with enthusiastic fans cheering for their various teams, just like the Premier League knows. Well, the MLS wins here by a huge margin, and I'll tell you why. The latest figures show that the MLS had 7,011,953 fans attending games in the 2023 season. On average, each game was attended by 21,981 people. Teams like LA Galaxy, FC Dallas, and Minnesota United always filled their stadiums, while most teams sold more than 90% of the seats. But the situation is totally different for the Saudis. I mean, where do we even start? Because the infrastructure is not even comparable. 7 out of 16 teams had stadiums under 20,000 capacity, and 3 with less than 10,000. But even with these numbers, most stadiums were filled to less than 50% capacity for most clubs. For instance, Al Hilal, the club that secured the signings of Milinkovic-Savic and Neves, had an average turnout of 9,854 in a stadium that can hold 56,453. CR7's Al Nassr saw a bump in attendance figures after he touched down, but the figures before that were so low that the average attendance ended up at 17,638 in a stadium with 25,000 seats. Even smaller teams like Al Batin, with a 6,000 seating capacity stadium, saw an average attendance of just 3,467. While these numbers are likely to rise as star players represent these clubs, there seems to be a lack of matchday culture in Saudi Arabia, which the United States has managed to establish. So, I don't think I need to give another verdict on this one. You already know, right? It all goes to show that splashing lots of cash on players doesn't necessarily make a league better, especially in the short run. The Saudis have a lot of cash. I'm talking about the type that could upset the world order in football. But for now, they're just disruptors in the transfer market. The MLS is ahead in nearly every aspect that contributes to a better and more sustainable league. And I think the Gulf country's biggest achievement is the fact that they managed to start this talk in just one transfer window. But what's undeniable is that the Saudis are truly committed to its mission of influencing football and the sports world in general. They did it in golf, splurging a whopping $38 billion on a tour called LIV Golf, and they're pretty ruthless in football too. If they keep up with the momentum, it seems more likely that they'll continue to go after aging legends and continue depriving MLS of international star power. But what are your thoughts on both leagues? Let us know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.